your ultimate travel companion. Sizable network of Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
As you can see, I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be.
Some of them seats in, some of them front kicks in, and I'm still cooling, you know what I'm saying? I'm still cool, I ain't busting sweat. You know, that's what it is. Yoga, Passport Bros.
Passport Bros up.
Travelversity in the building. Shout out to my boy BMT, man. Yeah, go cop some new merch.
All right, family, we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It is your man BMT in the building, and we're going to be discussing a very important topic tonight in concerns of the Passport Bros and some of the dangers you could face being a Passport Bro. All right, not all gloom and doom. We know being a Passport Bro is super dope. It's like one of the better options to have as a man in the West, but there are some things you might want to be not necessarily concerned about, but you definitely have to be aware of. So we're going to talk about that in this live stream today. Guys, let me know if my audio is coming through loud and clear. I had to just switch up mics, man. The other mic was a little bit too airy for me. So before we get started on the show, if you guys can do me a favor, just hit 1 if the audio is coming through loud and clear so we can go ahead and get this party started. We got a lot to talk about today, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Okay, Easy Breezy says, I'm good. Okay, Ozzy says, I'm fine. Appreciate that. Oh, we got a super chat in here already today. Okay, shout out to my man, Mr. Dacus, the Navigator, with $2 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. He says, let's travel with safety and common sense in mind. Very true. Very straight and to the point, man. Very straight and to the point. But you know what? The thing is, when beautiful women, beautiful exotic women are involved, our judgment is cloudy, especially when a little of that oil is in you, right? You know what I'm saying? A little testosterone, a little oil. You know, some of your times you make poor judgment, and we're all guilty of it as men. We all have done some, you know, out the ordinary, let's say, questionable things in concerns of chasing, the booty, basically. All right. Shout out my man Bandana Travels in the building. Okay, good point. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to discuss that. He says, Bandana Travels says, being a black man is dangerous, period. We're going to talk about that. I'm glad you said that. We're going to talk about that, man. We're definitely going to talk about that. What up, Ronan? What's good? What's good, man? I see Ronan always in the building, showing love, Shout out to my man Ronan. Right. And also, man, we're going to go over some things that happen in Brazil as well. I know we have a lot of focus on Colombia and Thailand and all that. But Brazil, still a very good location. A lot of people like to travel to Brazil. So we're going to talk about some news that coming out of Brazil as well. It's kind of some unfortunate news, man, but it might be good news in a certain sense, to a certain degree, man, because it's good when people get arrested for doing these, horrible things to us Americans and stuff like that, trying to take advantage of us. So we're going to talk about that as well. Okay, guys. So earlier I dropped a video, shout out my man Flight Madness. He's been on the channel. He's like a repeated guest. We do a show every Tuesday. He's like the Asian correspondent, and he's been, hip hopping across Asia and different countries. He's been going to, he was in Thailand for a minute. Then he went to the Philippines, and he went to Kazakhstan as of recent. And he had a little incident. All right. So I'm not going to play the whole entire video. I just dropped this video earlier. I think it was like maybe 10 or 11. I dropped this video. Right. I'm just going to show the intro, kind of just give you guys, a little intro of what happened.
Okay. I was dancing with her a little bit.
Here we go. All right. What's going on, family? It's your man BMT, and we got a story coming out of Kazakhstan with my man Danny Flight Madness, who's been a repeated guest on the show. All right, we call him our Asian correspondent. He's been living in China for 10 years, and right now he's doing a little country hopping out there in Asia, which led him to Kazakhstan, all right, in the city of Almaty. So he's out there, and he's enjoying it. We did a couple of streams about it. And of course, him being, different out there, being somewhat exotic, being a tall black man, he's getting a lot of attention from the ladies. And he ends up in a late night club out there. And he had a few issues once a woman decided she wanted to dance with him with some of the local Kazakh guys. Let's tune in.
Okay, I was dancing with her a little bit. I was like, okay, I started dancing more with her. We're kind of closer together now because she really wanted to dance with me. Like, she pushed me onto the dance floor, guys. Like, she was pretty aggressive, man. And yeah, after about 20 or 30 seconds, some random Kazakh guy, he puts his arm, I see him kind of putting his arm between us, like he's trying to push her away. And at first I'm like, okay, what's going on here? It's kind of weird. And then a few seconds later, he kind of pushes her away from me. He pushes her, and he gets in my face, and he's like screaming, and like he's like really aggressive, right? I was just chilling, like, I was standing by the dance floor, just kind of minding my own business, right?
All right, so to make a long story short, guys, and you guys can watch the video. It's his last video I just dropped early this morning. To make a long story short, he was kind of in the club, minding his own business, kind of, peeping things out. Kazakh woman approached him, wanted to dance with him. He was a little hesitant because she was with a guy already, but she assured him that, hey, this guy's just a friend of mine. So he went to the dance floor, and another Kazakh guy came and kind of interrupted the dance and told him to get the hell out of the club, right? And these are women. So little things like that. This is some of the, I wouldn't necessarily dangers, but he was kind of pre-warned that, some of the guys in these clubs are very possessive of the local women. And those things you got to take into account. It's a majority Muslim country over there. It's a country kind of off the beating. It's a huge country, it's big, but it's kind of off the beaten path to a certain degree, man. So you definitely want to be careful and mindful of, different, I would say, social cues, social laws in these countries. All right. These countries that are not so touristy, or not really used to seeing tourists. And when you're American, especially out there in East Asia or Europe, you want to call it, they feel like you already got one up. You come from America, you're American, and then you cool, you popular, you exotic, you different. They feel like you kind of have like a little bit of a cheat code. So that's the issue as well. I want to catch this comment real quick, but my man, he just said, where you at? Hold on, I just saw your comment, brother. Give me 1 second. So I just saw this man coming. Hold on. Easy breezy in the building. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can catch this. We had a guy say he was over there, stationed over there. All right, here we go. Obstacles to opportunities. All right. It says, I work at the embassy in Biscayne. You have to be careful. Those people stick together and will fight you real quick. Yeah, that's a given, bro. That's a given. You know, I went through a little bit of an incident myself in Brazil, my first time in Brazil, with 2 German flight attendants. I told this story before, and I didn't find out till months later, when my homeboy told me this. And I was a little bit upset at him because I'm like, bro, why didn't you tell me this during the incident? I would have understood why it went down like that. But he didn't tell me until months later that some Brazilian guys had basically purchased these German girls, these German flight attendants, some drinks at a bar, like a the Cabana bar on Copacabana, right? I can say I was unaware that the Brazilian, if I had known that these Brazilian guys had bought these women drinks, I would have let it go. But once the women heard us speaking English, they were more comfortable conversating with the English speaking because they both speak fluent English, of course. So we basically, in a nutshell, unbeknownst to me, took the women away that these guys had bought drinks for. And these guys pretty much followed us for like, I would say at least a quarter mile. I mean, they was kind of punk us. You know, it was a little bit of an incident. You know, one of the German girls was just like, hey, let's all get along. We can all go out. But of course, guys, now there's 2 girls and 4 guys. So one of the women, the Ethiopian German, turned to the German chick, and she was just like, hey, the Brazilian guys got 6-packs, but they don't speak, German or English. These guys speak English. Which guys you want to go with? Because they're not going to all go. And they chose us because of the language, right? That's how important the language is, especially overseas. So the Brazilian guys had a huge issue with that, and they basically followed us. One guy kind of tried to tap me in the chest and say, hey, man, this ain't cool. This is Brazil, and I kind of pushed back on him a little bit, which I shouldn't have done because, like I said, in hindsight, I would have never done that. But I didn't know that those guys had purchased those girls' drinks. And in Brazil, if the men purchase the girls' drinks, that's those men's girls for that particular night. All right. But luckily, and this was only one, and it was 2 incidents like this in Kazakhstan. Yeah, they were hella pissed. They were so pissed off. One of them, what I did something that was kind of slick because they were following us. Basically, they was following us. They was screaming shit in Portuguese to us, and I had my man's with me. He's kind of a big guy, like 6'2", something like that, and it was kind of like going back and forth to a certain degree. And the girls were just like, hey, we don't want to be with y'all no more. We're going to go with these guys. We already told you, stop following us, right? And come to find out, we found out later on that the Brazilian guys possibly put some in those girls' drinks. That's a whole other story for the Patreon. But we think the girls, somebody had put some in there. The Brazilian guys had put some in their drinks, which would make sense of why they were so aggressive when the girls chose us instead of them, right? So what I did was I saw a taxi, right? I saw a taxi, and I said, okay, let's all get in a taxi. Fuck these guys, let's all get in a taxi. I'm tired. They're going to keep on following us. We tried to walk away several times. They, keep trying to try us and everything. And I remember, this is so crazy. One of these Brazilian guys, how you close the doors in the taxi. So it's 4 of us. So I think it's 1 person in the front seat and 3 people in the back. It was something like that. We was all smashed in the back. You know how them small ass taxis in Brazil is. And we all get in the car, and this dumbass taxi driver did not take off. He just sat there, like almost siding with the Brazilian guys. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what they were saying to the taxi driver in Portuguese. So he's just sitting there. I'm like, take off, bro, take off. And then he starts to drive just a little bit. Like he takes off not super fast, but kind of slow. And then one of the Brazilian guys hops in the back window. So he got like half his body on the side of the girls, and he just screaming shit in Portuguese and shit. And we just like, so I basically kind of like nudge his head out, and I'm like, man, go, get on up out of here. And that's when the taxi driver finally pulled off. So he's driving, you got a Brazilian guy with his legs flying, trying to run with the car, his head all in. And we trying to figure out, like, dude, like, just like I say, just get the fuck out of here, man. Like, the girls already chose. Now, this is kind of a normal thing in America where, you know, you might buy a girl a drink and she might fade you for another guy. You know, you're going to get pissed off, but you're going to let it go 9 times out of 10, right? Well, another country don't work that way, right? And these are one of the things you got to kind of be aware of. Like I say, those important social cues, because that shit could have went way left, way more than what it was. You know, it was way more. And, you know, it was probably one of my funnest nights I've ever had in my life. Okay. Not because of that incident, but you know, we ended up having a great night, me and my boy and the German flight attendants and whatnot. But it was just a crazy situation, man, all the way around. All right. Well, you know what? It's a possibility they had put some in the girls' drinks, and that's why they were just so thirsty like that. Yeah, we did get lucky. You know, it's funny, man, because you know, in all honesty, bro, I was about to swing on homie. Like, I really was. Like, it took me, if my man wasn't there, I was probably going to, you know, because he wasn't like no big dude. You know, he was like a skinny little 6-pack dude. Both of those guys are like Afro Brazilians or whatnot. And, you know how we are in America. We don't play that touch and shit. So when he kind of tapped me like that in the chest, like, hey, man, this is Brazil, man. You know, that's the one thing in English he did say, this is Brazil. You know, it took everything in my power. And I'm like, man, I ain't about to be fighting over no girls I just met, bro. But don't do that again. Please don't do that again. All right? Please do that again. Audrey says, is it true that the Kazakh women are checking heavy for brothers like Flat Minus said? And you know what's interesting? Well, he asked that the obstacles to opportunities. But listen, man, that's happened to me before, even in damn, I don't even want to tell you what country, because I don't want guys to be trying to go over there. But even in Southeast Asia, certain little smaller countries in Southeast Asia, they see a brother, man. They own it heavy. They own it heavy. You know, and so, you know, I don't think the local men necessarily, like, when I was basically in the club by myself, and I'm in this club, and I was going out with pretty much one girl I had met earlier at a coffee shop, like a little Starbucks over there in Phnom Penh, and she brought her friends, right? She brought her friends, and it was another chick that was in the club as well that I had just met, that had actually just bought me a drink. That's another thing. Like, so I definitely believe Danny when he's saying, like, these women, man, when you stick out like you the only brother in the club. I mean, I think I ran to a African. It was like one other African in the club, you know. But sometimes them Africans be acting funny style for some odd reason. I don't know why someone be acting funny style like that. I'm like, dude, we literally the only, you know, blacks in the clubs, man. Like, we gotta sit together, brother. Like, there's nothing but Cambodians in this motherfucker. But you know, he kind of like, hey, what's up, bro? And just kind of kept it moving. But yeah, a beautiful Cambodian woman just bought me a drink, and she wasn't even thinking about a girl I was with. She was just like, hey, you know, you want to come home with me and, you know, do this? And they start arguing. So this thing like this definitely happens. This definitely happens, man. Yeah. Let me play a little bit more of this video, and I'm move to the other subject.
This girl, she's pretty hot, actually. She was really good looking. She was standing, she was kind of dancing in my way. Like, I kind of felt her like looking at me, but I saw in her group, like, it was her and like 3 or 4 other people, and there was a guy in her group, right? So I thought maybe the guy in the group was her boyfriend. I saw them kind of looking at each other, so I didn't want to get in there. I heard before I came to Kazakhstan that Kazakh guys have a reputation for fighting, right? So I kind of played it safe. Like, I didn't want anything to happen. I was just kind of minding my own business. I didn't want to get involved. Okay.
And you know what's crazy about this? Like he said, he's yeah, they are a little thick and kid. Johnny Parson, get out of here, man. I'm about to bang from chat. You're revealing a little too much, all right? Somebody said African cats don't count. No, shout out to the Africans, man. They everywhere. They everywhere, but they will give you the cold shoulder for some odd reason. I don't know how they even know. Because you got a lot of Cameroonians out there, but I can't explain it. You know, I can't explain why they be acting a little funny style overseas like that. I still don't get it because, you know, I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into it. I don't want to be offensive or anything like that. But yeah, you know, if it's a situation where you in the country and you see another black person, you know how we do our little black checks sometimes. We just like, okay, I'm the only brother up in this motherfucker. All right, that's cool. Let me just move accordingly. And you see another black person, and you just be like, oh shit, hey. And then he just kind of be like, hey, you know, they just slide right by you like you don't even exist sometimes. You'd be like, damn, okay, all right, you know, G check the hell out of me. But it is what it is, right? So as you can see, you know, my man was chilling, but he, you know, the chick wanted him to dance. She pushed him on the dance floor apparently, and guys got mad. And this is like the second. It happened to him like 2 or 3 times over there in Kazakhstan. Each time it was pretty much in the club where the guys weren't feeling it. All right, so they don't like FBAs. I did say the country. Damn, Chalupa 71. I did say the damn country. I sure did. God damn it, talking too damn much. Then he was acting funny style when I ran to him in Pattaya. You know, people always say people be acting funny style, man. But you never know what type of time somebody is on, bro. I've had dudes. Listen, most of the cats I've had these little bullshit YouTube beats with, I've actually, not all, but a few of them I met in person, and their energy was nothing like that. Oh, what up, BMT? What's good, bro? You know, hey, man, I love your channel, man. You know, hey, this, that, and the other, man. I've been watching you for years. I'm on your Patreon. That's what's up, bro. And then 2 weeks later, they're doing a diss video about you. So a lot of people be, you know, a little cautious. Be like, man, hold on, man. Like, I thought we were cool. There's been a few cats like that. I'm like, I see the diss video about me. I'm like, bro, I thought we was good. Like, we were just hanging out in the bar and shit, just kicking it. Like, what happened? But that's the energy of you know, this little space that we in. That's just where the energy is. So, but I want to point out this, and this is very unfortunate. A lot of you guys probably have heard of the situation over there that happened in Greece out there. And I believe it was like 2017 and 2018, right? We understand that my guy, Bakari Henderson, he was unjustly murdered out there. Basically, he was murdered out there. And a lot of people probably, you know, haven't kept up with the story. But when I was looking it up, guys, do you know? Now, this has happened, like I say, not even the whole, what is it, 5 years ago, this might have happened. Now, did you know just in 2022, the jury pretty much let all those guys go? Did y'all know that? Yeah. In 2022, what basically happened is the prosecutor was trying to get, it was like 9 of them. They were trying to get them for, of course, attempted murder, not attempted, but murder. And you know, I think the judge, the people was like, well, you know, maybe you should get like try to get him a lesser charge so you give him more time. But of course, the family want the murder charge, right? Because if you didn't jump on him, the kid still, Bacardi still be alive. And so they did a retrial, right? They went for a retrial because, of course, you know, out there in Greece, and these guys weren't even Greece, they were Serbians. Unfortunately, they kind of like sided with them and gave them like assault charges. And all those guys that killed Bakari Henderson are free now. Every single last one of them. They didn't even spend even 5 years in prison, basically. Very unfortunate. And the family is devastated. The family was there present in Greece. Bakari was over there because he had just graduated from college. Okay, you know, good kid and everything. And he was minding his own business. All right. He was minding. Yeah, you're right. They don't give a fuck about people. He was minding his own business. And a little snow bunny came up to him and took a selfie of him. And one of the Serbian guys saw it and, you know, was like, hey, you know, you got all these guys, you know, in here. Why you want a picture with the black guy? And then instead of keeping it just with the woman, he approached Bakari and slapped Bakari. You know, slapped Bakari. And Bakari fought back like any red-blooded male would. You know, you try to get him off of him. Now, Bakari was over there with like six, seven friends. That's the thing. I'm like, where all y'all at? You know, like what was y'all like? Do y'all not have? And that'd be the problem sometimes when, you know, and you know, Bakari probably grew up in the suburbs, so all his friends was white, and that's cool and everything. But we all know when we come from these inner city neighborhoods, these tough ass neighborhoods, we kind of got like a code. We got kind of a code when we go in these clubs too. So at least my generation had a code. You know, we had somewhat of a code. Like we weren't about to let nobody just jump on one of us. You know, all of us going to jump in and get involved quickly in a hurry. You know, I've been in plenty of little club fights and everything. I remember one time I was in the club. This is like maybe the last time I got locked up, I think. I was in the club and I had sat down in the seat. And I'm gonna get back to Bakari in a second. I had sat down in the seat, and this guy, I was a little faded. This guy was like, like get up, get out of my seat type shit. And I was just like, man, go on, bro. Like, it's the fucking club, bro. Nobody's saving seats in no damn club. And the homie swung on me. He caught me too. I'm sitting down. I'm like, man, go on, bro. Like, you got it. So he swings on me. He connects with me. By the time I get up, dude's laid out on the floor. My homeboy was right beside me. And unfortunately, one of my homeboys is like Kimbo Slice. I mean, by the time I got up and tried to fight him, he was already gone, bro. He was already just, got scrubbed up tremendously. Before I could even stand up, my homeboy had him. And that's the thing we kind of got coming from these inner cities, especially being, other, black and everything. We ain't gonna let nobody just jump on anybody. So I still don't understand how he has 6, 7. Where was his friends at during this incident? He had 6, 7 friends with him. He had to, fight himself, ran. Where was his friends at? When they was talking about the story, they all in the news. It was like 6, 7 white kids. They was like, hey, Bakari's our friend and this, that, and the other. And, was really sorry what happened to him. But I'm just saying, like, why didn't y'all just jump in? It was 9-on-1. Why the hell y'all didn't jump in? I was actually upset at my friend because I wanted to scrub the dude myself. But my homeboy was like, damn, that Mike Tyson. He just tapped him out like 2-3 times. He was out. But yeah, all the guys though, all those men have been set free, bro. All right, they on their own, living with their lives. So they just murdered a young black male straight out of college. The family devastated. That was that was the star pupil of that family, and they're still trying to seek justice. But it's unfortunately the jury and the judges all sided with the Serbians. They said, hey, it was just guy out of control. They jumped on the guy and they didn't intentionally mean to kill him. I don't know how you don't. It's 9 of you motherfuckers. Like how you don't intentionally. It's on one person. How you don't intentionally try to hurt somebody. And Bakari ran and they just jumped on him. All because some white chick wanted to take a selfie with him. Totally innocent. All right. Totally innocent. Somebody said his friends fled and to them acquitted the perpetrators. In the video, they were running from the mob. The irony was that Bakari was the slowest one in the group. Okay. So they was all running. That's the thing, man. Damn all that running sometimes, man. Damn all that. Sometimes running makes it even worse. You got to hit once again, I know hood rules and shit, back against the wall type shit. I've been jumped before by 7, 8 dudes before, back against the wall, man. Some of these little things, unfortunately, that, if you don't grow up in a tough neighborhood or in a city, you're just not going to know. And that's the thing about some of these passport bros that have grown up in tough neighborhoods. It's like a gift and a curse because sometimes you're a little scarred. You're a little overly paranoid. You're a little overly, because growing up in a bad neighborhood, especially coming from a single parent home, and you got to kind of learn everything on your own, or the streets is teaching you, or your peer group, you learn as your peer group, you're learning as you kind of go, that can scar you mentally, and travel is one of them things that can definitely heal you. It damn sure healed me. Not to say I had a bad childhood or anything like that, but because of growing up in like a tough neighborhood, inner city neighborhood where you had to fight every day, you learn a few things that's going to help you in your travels. Like I say, instead of running and then giving chase, angry mobs are just like lions or dogs. When you run, they're gonna chase. You don't give chase, you motivate them to chase instead of just kind of like hitting your back against the wall and saying, hey, let's go. Picking up the nearest bottle, cracking that ball on that table and saying, hey, I'm not running. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be chasing me outside. We're going to go right here, pick up the chair, pick up the bottle, bow, and just go at it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the way we grew up. We never ran. Sometimes we was 3 on 10. And we just was like, man, fuck it. This is just going to be a brawl. Whoever get to the ground first, you're going to get your ass thumped out. So that's sad. But yeah, a lot of people don't know. They kind of put that under the rug. What up, Professor? Hey, man, when did you drop that video, Profe? I'm still waiting on the video to drop, man. You didn't send me no link or nothing. Man, Pro did the video out there. Good little video. But yeah, a lot of this was slid up on the rug. It wasn't a lot of talk about it. I think Kamala Harris tried to get involved with it. But all those dudes, they just had time served. So they did a little light sentence. Some of them had they sentences suspended because of the mistrial or the second trial. It's just sad that they get to go on with their lives and they killed a young man before he even got his life started. I mean, he was literally over there celebrating, so that's very, very unfortunate. Very sad, man. Very sad situation out there. All right. Very sad. We're gonna shoot a prayer up for the family. We got 168 in the room. Guys, do me a favor and make sure you hit that like button. Somebody said, yeah, and that's the thing, Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, they was using weapons on Bakari. They were, come on, man. Those guys should have all got life in prison. 20, 30 years life in prison. It's real unfortunate, man, because like they said that the jury and the judges all sided with the Serbians, the white Serbians. Should we avoid Serbia's brothers? I mean, no, it wasn't in Serbia. It was in Greece. They was visiting. They was all visiting. It's like a little popular island out there. I forgot the name of it. It started with a Z, though. But it's a little popular island off the coast of Greece that a lot of people party at. And just, one little asshole. It was also about one little ass. It's always an asshole in the group. It's always that asshole bully in the group that takes advantage of him being 8, 9, 10 deep. Just craziness, man. It's a sad story. But I say that, and we know that this didn't get that serious with my man Danny over there, but it could have. This happened several times over there in Kazakhstan. And luckily the bouncer got involved the first time. The second time, another guy got involved, trying to cool things off. So in that cases, I'm like, man, if you do go back to that country, just, stay out the nightclubs for a certain degree, or avoid the country or the city as well. Now, I don't think it was Ibiza. They thought it with a Z. Yeah, Bakari slapped him back. He punched him back like anybody would. And they came and jumped on him. Why can I get rid of that? Where we at? Hold on, let me play. So hold on, here we go. I got this Dominican Wi-Fi. It'd be freezing up on me. All right, so unfortunately, we got this that happened in Brazil. Okay, now Brazil is not really known for too much of the BS and concerns of the drugging, but it still happens. Still happens out there. I don't think it happens as much as it does in Medellin, but it definitely happens. Now, luckily, one of the girls was caught. And that's a good thing because she's definitely going to rat on the other girl. So just to kind of bring you guys up to speed, guys might not see that's a post on the app. You guys might not be able to see that. I know it's kind of small, but what happened was Dwayne Antonio Morris, 43 years old, was pretty much a Jamaican American and was found dead inside of his apartment out there. Police suspected that the women drugged the tourist and the friend who was with him in order to rob them. Basically, just typical scope situation. All right. So one of the girls turned themselves in. They were caught. They, just hit the national news. One of the girls went ahead and turned themselves in. That's the girl right there, guys. See right here. She's turning herself in. Okay. And the other one is still on the loose. This one right here. She's still on the loose. Okay. So very, very unfortunate. Like I said, they did catch one of them though. One of them arrested. And it's just crazy, man. Brazil is very sexually liberated. Despite what Austin went through out there, that was more of a political play on Austin. I mean, we've seen videos with 500,000 views asking the same exact question as Austin was asking out there in Brazil. So that was like more of a political play. But in essence, it is pretty, it's definitely liberal culture when it comes to things like that, sex and everything. So sometimes the girls, you know, they be wanting to have fun, man. They be wanting to have fun, and you never know what the situation is. Sometimes girls will come off like they're, you know, regular girls or something like that. You know, you wouldn't know because you're a visitor. You don't know if they just some girls just want to hang out, because sometimes they do want to hang out. You know, Brazilian women like to have fun. They definitely like to have their fun. They're very independent, to say that to the word. So it's not like foreign to, you know, you going out to a club, meeting some Brazilian women, and, you know, them coming back to your place, nothing like that, something like that. And they drugged the guy, and, you know, unfortunately, man, he was poisoned and he died. And they robbed him, and they own him though. That's a good thing. Something happened with Floyd. What hasn't happened to Floyd overseas? Well, you know, Floyd got apparently in Sao Paulo. I don't know if he got robbed or they was attempting to rob him in Sao Paulo. All right. So if I travel, I'm not going to clubs and bars, because I know for a fact that there are always going to be problems. There are fights, beefs all the time. Always stay safe. I mean, it depends. It depends. Now, I've been into hole in the wall clubs in these countries, and I've not have any issues. At the same time, I do go to countries where, you know, you will see. You know, I've been in Brazil, of course, in some of these hole in the wall clubs, no issues. Of course, there's other Afro Brazilians there. I've been in some other clubs in Southeast Asia. You know, Thailand, you know, that's tourist, you know, touristy city. So it depends on where you at. But if you're in somewhere like Kazakhstan, you know, now you're aware that the guys could be a little antsy about you talking to their girls. And guys, make sure you watch that video too. Somebody said if it was capping about that. Maybe. Kokolo TV says that area in Greece is known for cheap liquor, young tourists, and wild brawls. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad, bro. It is sad. And just keep in mind, you know, most guys' experiences are, I would say the majority of experiences overseas are life-changing and great. You know, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that, but you should be aware of things like this. I know in Brazil, when I was living there, I wasn't even thinking about the Cinderella drug of being scopolamine. I thought that was exclusively pretty much in Colombia. So I wasn't even thinking about that. I was drinking with Brazilian women all the time out there, for the most part. You know what I heard, which is crazy though, man? I heard that how can I say this? Because this is YouTube. I heard some of the Brazilian women will put certain things in a drug in their stuff, right? They you know, they little hole and everything. And if you don't use a rubber, or if you do use rubber, they'll put a hole in your rubber, and you hitting it, and you thinking like it's the best in the world, not knowing that she has a drug up in there, right? And of course, you hitting it and you going crazy like it's the best in the world. And I don't know how many times people have said that, you know, their best sexual experience they ever had in their life was in Brazil, but comes to find out that, you know, some of the reasons why some of those sexual experiences be so good is because they be sticking a little, you know, stuff up they you know, thing. So that was interesting to learn. You know, you learn all types of things when you be out somewhere for a while, fellas. I don't even club anymore. I'm in my early 30s. You know what, man? Overseas is different. Listen, I have been to a club in maybe almost 10 years before I moved overseas. And of course, you know, when I moved to Colombia, you know, you're going to go to clubs. Somebody's like, glad I don't drink anymore. I make my own tea and drink more water so that those scope skanks won't get me too easily. That's a good point. Drew said, stop what, Drew? Shout out my man, Drew. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. 30 FBA with $10 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, we are the most imitated yet hated throughout the world. You think so? I don't know if you hate it throughout the world like that, though. You know, I watched an old lady throw trash on her brother on soy bacal. Stay militant black brothers. Listen, you know, I wouldn't really say that we hate it throughout the world. I'm not going to say that. But, you know, there are going to be some prejudices being black for sure. And being, you know, American. A lot of people don't like Americans, man, but a lot of people do like Americans. You know, Americans are known for having money and paying their bills on time. You know, anytime I rent an apartment, that's the good thing about being American. Anytime you have a rental situation or something, they're gonna always prefer, to rent to an American because we're known for paying our bills on time. Okay. And another thing about prejudice overseas, man. Typically, I don't really look for it like that. I have ran into guys who saying they've gone through many racial incidents in Thailand and Europe and Brazil. And, of course, that's going to kind of damper your experiences. But I just don't look for it, bros. Be honest with you. I'm enjoying my time overseas. That's one of the reasons I left America wasn't to deal with the damn prejudice and racism. James, I live in Thailand doing great. Yeah, for sure, man. Thailand's a dope place to live. Somebody said Floyd always pays bills on time. Well, yeah, y'all love jumping on Floyd, man. Y'all love jumping on Floyd. But yeah, so this is the lady that they're looking for, guys, right here. She's still on the large, okay? Police are looking for her right now. Also, if you guys haven't downloaded the app, make sure to download the app, man. We had a major update today to get some bug fixes out of there. Apps have bugs, so we got some things fixed today. And it's just a dope vibe on the Passportbro app. These are guys that are actually traveling. Guys are going live. We fixed up a live. We did a major update on the live not too long ago. It's dope, man, because guys are doing lives, and the lives are very interesting because, it's not, YouTube or Facebook. This is a private app. So the lives are very interesting, to say the least. And guys, they have we have our super chat feature. It's called Enable Tips, but we have a super chat feature as well. So just like you see, chats like this on there. Hold on, let me see if I pull that up. You see it on our live as well. So if you go live, guys will shoot you a little tip as you're live. So the lives are very interesting, man. They're very interesting. Guys are going live all in Brazil. I think we had a guy go live in Colombia not too long ago. Okay, it was a real lit live. Just guys traveling the world, man. That's my guy over there in Albania. He's living life over there in Albania, as you can see. He's doing his thing, all right? So, I mean, it'd be situations like this, you will see why the local men are going to be so upset. My man got 3 beautiful women with him, Hey, I tell you, that's why I was saying, like, you the most hated. Yeah, yes and no, because you're going to be in a situation. If you travel enough, you're going to be in a situation where, you're going to be the only black guy, and it's going to serve its purpose quite well. Okay, you're going to have probably some of the best experiences in your life being the so-called only black guy. I was in one country, and where were these girls from? Bulgaria. These women were from Bulgaria. And I found out I was Black American, man, and it was like they wanted, if I didn't have a girl on the way to the club, it's like a helium bar too. It was real weird. I got some. I might do that video on my other YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys ever been to a helium bar. It's my first time ever in a helium bar, right? So they got all the balloons, and I walk in. I'm like, why you motherfuckers got these balloons? Like, what the hell? Like, what is this? I see all the balloons on the floor and shit. I'm like, why you motherfuckers got all these balloons in here? But I had a chick on the way, so I couldn't really get to the Bulgarian women like they wanted me. But they was ready to roll. And that night, I was the only Black American in the club. Everybody else was African and, Asian, basically. Let me just put it that way, African and Asian. Wade Noble says, Latinos might be flirty, but I hate to Latino lovers out there. But I feel, bro, I cannot read this right here. Latinos might be flirty, but I hate to you Latino lovers out there, but I feel Asia is way better and peaceful. Yeah, Asia is real peaceful, bro. Asia is real peaceful. That's the one thing. If you want them high stress individuals, Asia is the place to be, for sure. Now, this guy right here is in South Korea. Let's see what he got to say. I told you we got bros all over the place, man.
Something serious. I'm 6'4" and black over here in Asia, so I mean I don't really got to do much as far as like finding something serious. You don't really find much serious out here. A lot of speed dating, a lot of like, okay, I'm gonna love you for the moment, love you for the weekend type shit, but ain't really no, hey, you want to get like matching pajamas for Christmas? You trying to do some family photos type shit? It's none of that out here, but you know, speed dating, Bumble, you got the Tinder, whatever. So you know you hit them with that swipe right. They're like, okay, you want to meet up? Let's go to like a cafe or something like that. So you take them out to a cafe. You know, you get you some gelato, get you some bubble tea or something like that, and it's like, okay, we ate, and then you know you'd be like, hey, when we finna link up again, and then I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4".
So guys are doing their thing overseas, man. They're doing their things overseas. All right. So that's just, you know, like I say, this is if you want to see guys actually traveling, posting up receipts, posting up their experiences, then make sure to download the Passport Bros app. All right. At your wife's house all day. What's good, man? Says big salute. Good morning, BMT over there. So you're over there in Asia. If you're saying good morning, you must be over there in Asia somewhere. You're in Thailand. Okay. From your Passport retired vet brother from John TM. Shout out to John TM. I was living over there. I like John TM. I was playing BLK Myth with Kong with my girl just now. Saw the notification for your live. We tune in, man. Shout out to you at your wife's house all day. All right. Shout out to you. Somebody say learning Thai. All right. Yeah, guys are overseas enjoying themselves. We do have 200 in the room. Guys, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button. Now, I got you guys here. I want to pull this up right here. I'm very proud of the Facebook group. Shout out to the Passport Bros Facebook group. Okay. I want to pull this up. We are closing in. All right. So there's a fundraiser going on right now. Now, before I share this in the group, it was at like $100. I think it was like $100. Okay. So apparently, our brother here had a stroke while in Bangkok overseas, and his veteran benefits. He's a Navy vet. He cannot tap into his benefits for the medical attention that he needs. He needs to get back to the States. Okay. And so far, 83 people, it's been 84 donations. 83 people have donated. We're at $3,978,000 out of a $6,000 goal. So pat yourselves on the back. Most of these guys are coming from the Passport Bros Facebook group. Okay. And this fundraiser was put together by his daughter, his beautiful daughter out here. She's trying to get her dad back home. So guys, please, you know, do us a solid. You know, it's important for us to come together in situations like this. You never know when you might get in trouble or anything like that. I know a lot of guys in the comment section, not too many, but some of the guys were saying, oh, you should have did this, you should have did that. Listen, things happen. Things don't always go as planned, especially in concerns of anything medical while overseas. Okay. It's not a lot of money. If you got $5, $10 to spare, just, you know, throw it on there, man, to help this brother out, help him get home. So he can get to his family and they can get the medical attention he needs. But I do want to say thank you to all the guys that have donated. And we're going to start doing this like this a lot more within the private Facebook group, Passport Bros. We're doing this on the app as well. And the thing is, guys, we do this all the time. You know, I share this pretty much openly, but we're always giving. You know, shout out to my man Cardell. Cardell does a lot of fundraisers or give back programs to the orphanage out there in Sosua. We got guys in Colombia giving back to orphanages as well and underprivileged communities. We got guys in Thailand. So guys are always giving. And also, we do have a nonprofit arm being formed of the Passport Bros. Now, the nonprofit's not going to be called Passport Bros, but we are forming a nonprofit organization so you guys can get tax write-offs. All right. And you guys can help. And everything is, legit. We got our 501c and all that good stuff like that, man. So we want to help the people in these spaces. We want to go, and help these underprivileged communities because we are blessed to be in a first world country where money is somewhat in abundance and we have the opportunities to help people who have less opportunities. All right, guys. So if you get a chance, man, go ahead, $5-10, whatnot. Help this brother out, man. All right, help this guy out, get him to this home, man. This is big. This is power in this. We all together. It's power in numbers, man. We got 25,000 members in the private Facebook group. We got 8,000 members, 7,000 members in the Black Men Travels Facebook group as well. There's power in numbers, man. So let's make a move. Let's help each other out. You know, I was thinking earlier today, I said, man, it would be nice if we just had our own bank. Right. And guys have a lot of good ideas. I hear these ideas all the time, man. Guys open up businesses in Colombia. Shout out to the guys who's opened up a restaurant and bar and hookah lounge in Medellin, Colombia called Vibes. It's another one called Vibes. I don't know why the brothers call they clubs Vibes, but he just opened up in Medellin. I got another brother that just opened up a spot in where he opened up that spot at. I believe it was in Thailand, a breakfast spot, culture lounge in Thailand. That's actually been open for quite some time, but that's like a luxury breakfast spot in Thailand. And it's good that we kind of can all interconnect, man. But I think the next level we need to go out to is probably, you know, get invested, you know, start investing in our corporation and start, you know, to disseminate funds to guys with good business plans and good things they can do, you know, good opportunities overseas, because there are a lot of opportunities overseas. During COVID, bro, it was so many opportunities. They was damn near giving away apartments during COVID. I know a brother with 48 properties in Medellin, Colombia, right? 48 properties in Medellin, Colombia. And he bought them all during COVID. So he's eating well now. You know, those are major moves, man. I know they were selling, you know, some of you guys missed out. I know some of you guys into the dispensary game. I gotta be careful what I say because it's YouTube. They real particular about anything dealing with you know, the herbs. But bro, if you could have hopped in that game early on in Thailand, bro, like you would have be benefiting. That's a lot of little rule changes that they doing out there. You gotta be careful of that. But shout out to my man Fish out there over Tree Time. His spot is doing really well. All right. I mean, there's so many ways to make money overseas. And so I think the next step would be for us to form some type of corporation, man, and start raising funds to, you know, guys got good business plans. And it's one thing, personal credit is great. Business credit is good. But one thing that I do feel like we're missing is we're always trying to scrabble for funds when a guy have a good, solid idea with a good business plan and he can execute it, and all he needs is the funds to get it started, because we already have an economic base in these countries. So if you do open up, let's say, a Passportbro type of business, whether it be a club or a bar, dispensary, you already have a base that's going to support you. Like we all support Kicking Chicken and Pattaya. All right. When Dante had his bar, Maju Bar, and the Golden Tiger, we all supported him over there. We supported Vibes. Okay. We support the businesses in Sasua. We support Flip Flop. So it's already an economic base going on in these countries that we can really take advantage of. It's a serious business here, family. You know, I know we joke around and all that good stuff, but, you know, as a man, you want to have investments. You know, investments is really where you get your paper at. I was reading an article about Meek Mill. Meek Mill invested. A lot of people think Meek Mill made money off his rap career. There's no money in rap like it used to be. You know, CD sales tore it up. You can tour, you can still make a lot of money, still make your millions, don't get me wrong. But you know what Meek Mill made most of his money off of? I'm gonna ask the chat that. Do you know what Meek Mill made most of his money off of? It wasn't rap, right? Meek is a multi-millionaire, Meek Mill. Meek invested, I know you guys not gonna guess it. Meek invested $200K in lids. The hat maker. That $200K brought that man back $8 million in 5 years. Now, it wasn't liquor. So here we go, the P. Diddy jokes. We're talking business here, family. Yeah, at your wife's house all day. Culture Lounge, John TM. Culture Lounge, John TM. Black-owned business. Thailand's a hell of a... Yeah, Thailand has a big burgeoning black community out there that's popping. Right? Everybody gets along well out there in Thailand, man. Yeah. Meek Mill made $8 million off lids. Lids sold. they sold their company to a bigger company. I think it was some Ruben guy had purchased it, and $200,000 investment, profited $8 million in just 5 years because somebody bought that company. So it's power in numbers, man. We just got to stop thinking about that bullshit and stop thinking that it's out of reach. I'm telling you, man, these other ethnic groups, man, they doing big business overseas. I remember being in Brazil one time, and me and my man's out there, Alan Harper, and it was some Japanese guys. There's like 8 or 10 of them, Japanese guys. They sitting there, partying and everything. They celebrating, and they was pretty cool. And they spoke English, and they was like, yeah, man, we just bought a building. Like these Japanese guys weren't even, I don't think they was even 30 years old, bro. It's like, yeah, man, we celebrating because we just bought a building. I forgot I don't know if it was an apartment complex or a commercial property, but it was eight Japanese guys off there in Brazil. They probably pulled their resources together and purchased a whole entire building, right? That building's probably worth 10x right now because everything went back up. Inflation is hitting all over the world right now. All right, shout out to my man, Wonderful Travels in the building, $10 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Says, what's good, BMT? When you going back to Medellin to throw the rooftop parties, or would you start doing them in Santo Domingo? You know what, man? That's a good question. Me and Dad were thinking about putting something together in San Domingo. San Domingo is lit, man. San Domingo is nice. It's real laid back. It's a lot of good women in San Domingo too, man. I'm telling you. I'm amazed by this little city, bro. This is a dope little city. Guys come here and say it's boring. Yeah, it can be. But, oh, man, San Domingo is nice. It's not as exciting as Medellin, though. But, yeah, we do plan on putting – if I decide to stay out here a little longer, man, I might put something together for you, one of the travels. But appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Slick Travel says, yes, he did, BMT. Meek Liz is a private company. They're not traded publicly. However, the power of invest in assets is major key. All right. Yeah, San Domingo is cool. San Domingo is cool, man. San Domingo is real chill. It's real chill. And you got some solid sisters out here, man. You got some solid Dominicans out here. You got your pick out here. I will say that. You go to San Domingo, go to San Bill or go to Agora Mall and just chill in the food court for like 30 minutes an hour and see what's walking through. If your Spanish is good, if it's on point, you're gonna leave happy. Let's just say that. If your Spanish is Spanish good, and some of these women speak English in San Domingo. Actually, quite a bit of people speak broken English in San Domingo, believe it or not. It's rare I run into a Dominican that don't speak a little English out here. Okay. And it's just not like San Domingo is chill, laid back. It's not on like go mode like Medellin, man. Medellin, you got to always watch for that hook in Medellin. You can never just truly be super comfortable in Medellin, bro. I can sit down at Malecon all day with Presidente with my old lady, and we can just sit there and chill, and we ain't got no problems. But you in Medellin, you sitting outside, bro. The moto boys will pull up on you quick. They see one little inch of gold shine, or they see that little iPhone sticking out a little bit, they pull up on you quick out there, bro. Yeah, Agora Mall is cool. That's what we did the interviews at. Agora Mall. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close up the show. I got Skylar coming on, Master One teacher, a Vo addict. He'll be coming on tomorrow. We got an interview at 2 p.m. We're gonna do a show. We're gonna discuss why Brazil is still king. So make sure to tune into that. All right. Somebody said, why do y'all is much safer? I won't say it's much safer than Colombia, but it is safer than Colombia. I've been in the Uber, and the driver told me, hey, this is like a rough neighborhood. You don't want to just be walking around here like that. I'm going to drop you off over here. So, they got some rough neighborhoods in DR for sure. But for the most part, man, everybody's kind of chill on this island, man. Real talk. It's nothing like Sosúa at all. It's the polar opposite of Sosúa. The polar opposite. And to me, it's it's relatively safe, man. I walk around at night sometimes. All right. Yeah, beware of the motos. Yeah, you're right, 30 FBA. The Indians investigator in Pattaya, they be deep. Yeah, I mean, we like kind of the last of the party, but we're gonna get it together. What we had to do was build trust. In our community, And it's unfortunate you got scammers out there like Jay Real Estate, Dr. Umar, even though he speaks some good talking points, I consider him to be a scammer. I donated to this school years ago, 10 some damn years ago. School has not been built yet. But you got to build trust, man. That's why it was so important for the app. My Spanish is getting better. My Spanish is getting better and better by the day, bro. It's just one of them things. Dominican Spanish, dialect Spanish is not the easiest because they spit that shit, bro. But you've been around it long enough, they're going to force it on you. You're going to start to get it. Like there's no Americans in my building or in this area, so I got to speak Spanish all day just to move around. But yeah, we building trust, man. That's why it was really important to get this app accomplished, get this app up, to show brothers that we can put something together. We can raise money for certain things, put something together so we can build that trust amongst each other so we can do bigger projects. We started small, but we're going to do bigger projects. We're going to start, being able to compete economically with the other groups of guys. Because, hey, he's right. The Indians, they got a lot of properties in Pattaya. They got a lot of power. The Russians got buildings in Pattaya as well. And we start small with a few little restaurants, a few little bars, and we can start to build up as well. All right. The thing about it is these groups are tapping into funds from their homeland. They're not getting funds from Thailand, right? They're tapping into funds and they're bringing in millions of dollars as a group. And they're very organized with it. And they know how to execute. They know how to build, all right? So that's the difference. That's the infrastructure that we got to come together and build. Everybody has their own little lane. You got builders, you got, bankers, all types of stuff. You just got to put together, right? Financiers, all that. I mean, the money is never going to stop flowing in this world, bro. All right? You put something together, the money will come to you. You build it, they will come. I promise you. I promise you. Somebody said all of y'all are scammers. Yeah, Easy Breeze TV. We have to have some accountability. That's very important. Yeah, you got to have some form of accountability. It's called lawyers. It's called lawyers, all right? That's what it's called. People need to understand that that's not a normal situation when it comes to investing. Investing is not the same magic where you turn 10K into 1 million. 99% of the time, it's percentage points. You got a point with this Boykins. You got a point. You got a point there. But let me tell you something about business, man. I want guys, because a lot of guys don't really understand business. Business is built on relationships, bro. I don't care at what level. Business is ultimately built on relationships. And a lot of times guys feel like, I got a little investments in Robinhood. I got a little investments in crypto, and that's cool. But dude, at the real level, multi-million dollar deals are done over text messages and strip clubs and dinners and shit. I've seen it with my own two eyes, bro. All right. Business is built on relationships. If you're a good, solid investment, people will invest because of your track record. Okay. Where you took some losses or you got some major wins, people are investing in you ultimately, not just the business. They're investing in you that you can execute your plan. All right. So business is about relationships. And a lot of guys think they know business. They honestly don't know business. Business is a whole nother world of things you got to work about. A lot of guys think they're businessmen. Like certain things I've dealt with, I could see somebody being green because they're so tedious about every little thing. Right. Got to cross your T's and your I's. Got to have everything paperwork. Got to look at every little cent, every little dollar, 13 cents. Hey, you owe me $23, bro. This business, it needs to go in this business account. Motherfuckers, listen. It's built on relationships. Trust me. When you get to that other level, when you're talking to the VCs and everything, these VCs want to build a relationship with you more so than just give a random person $500,000. They want to build a relationship over time. They're going to talk to you for a year solid before they even invest $1 9 times out of 10, or somebody that they know is going to validate you and vouch for you. So I'm telling you guys, it's not about blind ass, applications and, my credit score is 740 and I did this and I got me LLC. These motherfuckers don't know you. They don't care. They don't care. If you don't have no track record, if you're not associated, if you're not within the network, the reason Mark Zuckerberg and all them raised all that money is because they already knew each other, man. They already was associated. They already networked in. the Harvard alumni and everything. They raise tons of money all the time for projects because they all this little inner circle of units and stuff. That's what you guys got to understand. All right. So whether you like to admit to it or not, man, it's all about relationships, and you got to trust somebody. Okay. Yeah, it's all about good communications. I'm telling you, man, like I say, I've been through it hell and back with some guys when it concerns the business. A lot of guys that quit on you. A lot of guys get distracted by women. I see it all the time, man. God damn. I don't know why some of these guys that be having their shit together, they'll throw it all the way over a woman. That shit still amazes me. It just mind boggles with me because if she's the right woman, you wouldn't have to throw everything away. But that's a whole nother story for another day, family. All right, I can go into deep into that. All right. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and close up the show. I appreciate you tuning in, guys. Do me a favor, if you got the time, you got a little money, man, go ahead. Let's help this brother get on home. We almost at $4,000. Like, what's that? Yeah, we're almost right at 4K of a $6,000 goal, man. Let's get this brother home, man. Let's get him on home. All right. You know what? Before I go, I got your question, Mr. Wise. I got another question I wanted to answer. Hold on. The stronger the network, the stronger the outcome. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Somebody asked me a question about San Domingo. Okay, here we go. Ozzy. San Domingo chicks competing with Medellin. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They just a little more black. That's all. A little more Afro-ish out here. They definitely competed. Medellin got them mestizos, man. They got them paisas and them. If you like that vampire-ish look, I mean, that's your look, man. I know guys love that shit. I get it. That's not what I go for. I go for the Afro Latinos a little bit more. That's more my stilo. So I'm in heaven out here. I appreciate that, Drew. Drew said he just donated to Terrence GoFundMe. Hope he gets home. Appreciate that, Drew. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate that. Okay. The ROI in the DR is lucrative, especially in real estate. Shout out to the good brother Bo Race and Cardell. Yeah, man. Hey, Dale making moves, bro. Dale making moves. They are very, very what's the word I want to say? They like American investments. You just got to be careful with it. But they definitely welcome American money here in the DR for sure. There's a lot of opportunities out here, man, especially in concerns of real estate. Okay. Mr. Wallace, what do you think about investing in Thailand, BMT? Because you can't actually own land out there. It's risky because they can cancel the lease. Hey, it's some workarounds that, believe it or not, it's some workarounds that I'm not getting into details, but there's some workarounds in concerns of that, so you can be protected. I know people see the 51% Thai partner and you can't purchase the land and all that. I get it. And I did know a situation of a guy getting screwed over pretty bad. This brother was going to have the biggest dispensary out there in Pattaya. He got screwed over. They sold that man half the fucking building. He did the whole roof, and he found out when he starts putting the parcels up around the building, he found out that he literally leased half the building. So they got over him. It was the lawyer and the leasing agent, it was the lawyer. They were all in on it, and they totally screwed the brother. He lost a good amount of money, so you got to be careful out there in Thailand. All right, yeah, definitely careful out there in Thailand. Shout out, man. Good time. We're going to build him. All right, and listen, if you got any questions, man, because I just referred one of my guys who just bought a business out there in Medellin. I put him with my fixer out there to kind of help them out, man, because there's a lot of little unknowns when you purchasing businesses overseas. So if you guys got any questions, just email me, blackmantravels@gmail.com. If you got any questions, if you've been thinking about doing something like that, if I can't answer it, I know guys that can. All right, I got plenty of fixers in every single country. All right, guys, we are out. Great show. Peace.